Alright guys, I got the first coat of paint on it, and looking pretty good. It's probably two more coats would be good enough. I still got to get underneath. I have to get some rattle can, at least one rattle can just for touch-up stuff. That's hard to reach with the paint gun. But it's coming along pretty good. It's finally starting to look like something. I can't wait to get the gauges on it, and I painted the dampers silver. Figured that would accent them a little bit. Just a little color change so everything's not black. I would have liked to do the whole thing a different color than black, but the only stuff that I could find in quart or gallons is the high temp black. I've done a grill in orange copper color that I really like. But at $15 a can, it's going to cost me $500 to paint this thing. So my options were black, but I'm able to accent it a little bit. I got this High Heat Ultra from Rust-Oleum that's silver, but then again, they only sell it in the rattle cans. But I do like the look of it, and I think it'll help things stand out a little. Alright guys, I got the smoker back outside. It's all painted and all put back together, and it turned out pretty sweet. There it is. I ended up putting a damper on the front of the firebox there, and I painted all the dampers silver. I put the drain here. It's a 1-inch pipe that's got a hole cut in the bottom of the reverse flow plate there, right in the middle of the grease channel. So, the nice thing about that plate is you can double it as a water pan. It's not sitting on level ground right here. It stayed open. You can fill that thing up with water. Your grease is going to drip down into the water. When you're done cooking, you open up your ball valve and drain everything out. It really should be pretty simple to clean. Obviously, there's a bunch of metal shavings down in there right now just from grinding and getting stuff together, but it still needs to be seasoned and with some grease and burned out a little bit to burn all that crud off there, especially since it was just painted. But that's how the racks pull out. And the other thing that I did add, because this heating box gets up to about 250, I added that slide there. So you can open it up to smoke out of it, or you can keep it closed and just use the heat. The smoke coming back from the chamber is going to be plenty of smoke to cook. The heat to cook is going to be coming from the firebox from the bottom. I was really leery about this build. I wasn't a huge fan of the tank and everything, but this thing is probably one of my favorite builds. It turned out extremely well, and everything's very functional. It holds temperature great. I literally burned it for 5 hours and I didn't have to adjust anything. That was one full bag of charcoal and a couple logs, and once I got everything set and up to temperature, it literally just on cruise control for 5 hours. So that thing turned out fantastic. I do have it for sale. I'm asking $3,200 for it, and if somebody would like to buy it and wants it put on a trailer, it'll be $4,200. But other than that, if it's still here in a couple days, then I'm gonna make some jerky. I got a bunch of venison jerky to cook, and I might as well go to the meat market and buy as much stuff as I can and see. I don't think I'll ever fill it up. I mean, this thing, it's huge. It'd take a lot of pork butts, a lot of ribs, a lot of everything. So might be making a bunch of pork butts and some ribs just to freeze it. So, well, thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for following this build. I had a lot of fun doing it. It took a long time to finish it, but I'm really, really happy the way it turned out. I definitely think the reverse flow is the way to go. This thing, the last two smokers I built, this one and the one before it, I built them both reverse flow, and they hold steady temperature across that whole chamber so much better than just a standard offset. Standard offset, you usually get your heat, it'll be 300 degrees on one side and 225 on the other side, because that's just the nature of the beast. The hot smoke and everything's coming out of one side and coming up and going across. This forces everything, the smoke to come all the way underneath that plate, come up, circle all over the food, and the plate's doubling as a heat sink. Once that plate gets hot, it's going to radiate heat and help hold that even temperature. So I recommend the reverse flow. It's a very good design.